Hey everyone, welcome again on Stack, and let's continue the last video. So till the last video, we got the message from the Socket.io client to the Socket.io server. The source ID was the one which is the Stack user, and the target ID is the 4 which is a Balram Rathore user. Now we got the message from the Stack, and we have to send this message again to the Balram Rathore. So we are going to send this message to the Balram Rathore, and how we are going to send it. Remember, at the time of sign in, we are storing each of the socket object which we are getting in the client's object. Okay, here we are storing all of the socket object which we are getting at the time of the connection with help of the ID parameter. So 1 2 3 4, so corresponding socket object will be stored in this client's variable. Okay, so to send a message to the corresponding Socket.io client, we have to use the same socket object which we got at the time of the connection of that particular Socket.io client. So suppose to send a Balram Rathore a message, we have to use the Balram Rathore Socket.io client object. Okay, that's why what I'm going to do, first let me create a new variable called target ID, and how we will get the target ID with help of the message dot target ID. So our target ID is a 4, and we have to find the socket object of the target ID 4. All are the ID, all are the object are stored in a client's variable. So I'm going to use the client's variable, and I'm going to use the target ID, the corresponding target ID. So now we got the socket object of the target ID 4. Okay. Remember, each of the user have the unique ID, and the unique ID of the Balram Rathore is 4. That's why I'm using it. And now I got the socket object of the Balram Rathore, and with help of the socket object of Balram Rathore, I'm using the emit function, and I'm going to emit the message which I got from the Dev stack. Okay, so first thing I have to provide the event name. So the event name I'm going to use the same, the message one, and I'm going to emit the message which I am getting from the Dev stack. So there is no any confusion, I think so. But here we will get an issue. I will show you the issue what we will get, and I will fix that issue. But let me just hit the save. Okay, and after hitting the save, what we have to do, we have to listen this event on a Flutter side of code. Like every time in a Flutter, you will see that at the time of emitting, we are listening that event with help of the socket.on. Same thing we have to do, that we are emitting a new event from the Socket.io server, and we have to listen that event on a Socket.io client as well. So where we can listen it? To listen it, we have to go on a on connect, and inside the on connect, we are going to listen the message event again. Okay, so let me convert it like this. Okay, and let's listen the new event here with help of the socket.on. And what will be the event name? The event name is the simple message, and here we will get the data. So first of all, what I'm going to do, that I'm going to print the data which we are getting. Okay, so I'm going to convert it like full function, not one, not arrow function. And here I'm going to print the data, or simply I can put the message. That will be a good message. So if I will type here hey, then this hey will go on a Socket.io server, and Socket.io server have to send this message to the Balram router. So here we will get the issue. So let me go there, and let me show you the issue. Here we are getting a issue that cannot read property emit of undefined. Simply inside the clients, we don't have the socket object of the ID 4. That's why it's saying undefined. Why we don't have it? So if I will go here and let me show you, let me first control S and let me come back here, and I just wanted to print the client's object. So here you can clearly see that in a client's object we just have the only one object as of now. We don't have a two object here. Why? Because right now only the Devstack user is signed in with the Socket.io server. That's why if I'm sending the message hey from the um, Devstack user to the Balram Rathod user, I'm getting this kind of messages. Okay, to fix this issue, what I'm going to do that I'm going to write a if condition. In the if condition app, what I'm going to write, if the clients have the object, so I'm here using the client's target ID. If the client's variable have the socket object of the particular target ID, then only send the message, otherwise don't send the message. So if I will hit the save and if I will go on a Balram Rathod, and you can see that in a client's object we just have only one object as of now, and if I will hit the hey here, then here we are not getting issue. And let me go back on a client side code. So here if I will send a message, so I'm not getting anything, so I have to first register a Balram Rathod user to the Socket.io client. So I'm going to register a Balram Rathod user as a Socket.io client, and again if I will send anything, then we are not able to print anything here. As of now, this emulator is connected to this VS Code and it is a Devstack user. Let me convert it is a Balram Rathod user, because now the Devstack user will send the message to the Balram Rathod and we wanted to see the message in a console log here. So if I will convert this user to the Balram Rathod, okay, so I'm going to use go on a Devstack tab and I'm going to use this device as a Devstack user. So I will go on a tab on a Balram Rathod and let me send a message. Hey there. So here in a console you can see that we got the message back from the backend. So in the backend if you go that Devstack sent that message and now we got back that message here. Don't be confused, like to see the log of the Balram Rathod user we have to connect the Balram Rathod user to the VS Code. That's why now this emulator is presenting as a Balram Rathod user and this device is presenting as a Devstack user. Okay, so just don't be confused. To see the log only, I converted this emulator to the Devstack user to the Balram Rathod user, because we can't see the log of the Balram Rathod user using the Devstack user. Okay, so just don't be confused. So now we are getting the message. Now what we have to do? So what we have to do that we have to create a model class to handle this message data. So I'm going to create a new model class called the message model dot dart. And if you confuse, then please let me know on a on a comment box that you confuse here. I will explain it on a next video. So I'm going to create a message model called message model, and inside the message model class I'm going to have a two thing. First thing is the type. So inside the type, what I'm going to use, I will let you know. A second thing is message. and with help of the constructor we had to initialize it. So this dot message, this dot type. So in a type we are going to use type as a source. If the type is a source, then we are going to align it on a right side, and if the type is a destination, then we are going to align in a left side. Okay, so let's use this message model on the individual chat page. I will go on individual chat page, and here first I'm going to create a list of the message model, because we will get the list of the messages. Okay, it will be as empty at the first. So whenever we will send a message or receive a message, that message we will going to add on this messages list. Okay, so just bear me. I mean, just let me create a just one method, then I will explain you that what I'm going to do here. It will be a set message. Every time whenever we will send a message or receive a message, we will add the message on that message list. That's why I'm creating it here, and I'm going to use the set state. Just let me just do it, then I will explain you. So first thing is I will create a message model class, and in the message model class, let me just write the code first. Message model class, I'm going to initialize the message model class. The type will be the type which we are getting, and the message which will be a message we are getting here. Okay, and in a set state, every time the new message I will set, I will add in a messages dot add dot the message model. Okay, and let me explain you that why I'm doing it. Every time if I will send a message, then I will going to add that message on this messages variable. So I'm going to use this set message function here. Okay, in a send message function. So every time I'm going to send a message, I'm going to also add the message on this message list. So the type will be source, and the message is the message which we are getting. Okay, same thing, whenever we will receive a message from the backend, at that time also we have to set the message. And how we were going to set it? The type will be destination, and the message which we are getting, and how we are getting the message, using this message variable. I think you are not confused, and I'm going to use that messages list to show all the messages here in an individual chat page body, and how we are going to use it. So if I will go on a body, then you will find we are using this own message card and reply card, and we put it like this only. Okay, so instead of that, what we are going to do, that I'm going to delete all this thing, and instead of the list view, I'm going to use the ListView.builder. So whenever we use the ListView.builder, we have two things. First thing is the item count, and for the item count, I'm going to use the message dot length, all the messages we have to show in the body. And second thing, we have the item builder, and item builder will take two parameter, context and index, and it will return a function. So In a return statement, we have to return the widget. So here, what we are going to use, we are going to use the if condition. So if the messages dot index dot type, that's why I'm using the type, is the source. So remember, in the message layout video, the video you will find on a description, we created our own message card. Okay, so if the type is source, then I'm going to return the own message card. And else condition, if the type is not source, then we are going to return the reply card. And let me just save and see the changes. So as of now, in a messages list, we don't have anything. If I will type here a hey, then you will find that the card of the own message card is came here. As of now, the data is the static data, but we will convert it on a dynamic data. Similarly, if here I will type a hey, then we got the hey, but let me type something else. Then just meaning is we will get the reply card here. That's why we are rendering the widget here using the condition. And now the second part is we have to convert the data here. I mean, instead of the static data, we have to put the dynamic data. And how we are going to do it? Let me go on a message card. And here, let me create a variable called string. And it will be a message. And let me assign it here. This dot message. And the message we will get, that message we will put here in a text widget, not the static data. Okay. Similar thing we have to do in the, so don't bother about the error as of now. Similar thing we have to do on our reply card. In a reply card, we have to get the message from the parent, and we will use message here. And we have to send the corresponding messages here in our own message card. And how we will get the message? Sim the message corresponding index dot messages. Same thing we have to do here. Messages corresponding index dot messages. I think you are not confused. Everything is working fine. You can see that the message hey. So if I will type hey there, not here, hey there, and if I will click here, then the hey there will come. As of now, the date is not changing and the tick mark is not changing. I know that. And if I will type here hey there 2, then that message will come here, which means the one-to-one chat functionality we achieved. Only thing we have to do is we have to get the time, the current time, and maybe we will think about the slide tick as well. Okay. So the one-to-one chatting functionality is now completed. You can see that thing on an emulator. We can chat one-to-one. The mobile device code is not updated. That's why the widgets are not updating there. But you can see on emulator that everything is working fine. So before I will move on a next video, I need your support. I mean, please share this video to your friend. If possible, put this thing on your WhatsApp status. I mean, the channel on your WhatsApp status or the Facebook status. I just need your support. Okay, so please do share the video, do like the video, do comment like what will be the next project you wanted to cover. So just put it on a comment and also share the channel to your friend, put it on a Facebook status or your WhatsApp status, anywhere. I need your support so to continue this channel, and let's meet on a next video. Till that, happy coding and happy learning.